Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny5 Alive here, and welcome back to another episode of Park Spotlight. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at Adventure Time, created by Alpacya. So stay tuned, and let's check it out. Alrighty, this was sent in by one of our Discord advanced builders, and here they say, welcome to the land of Ooh. This park is themed around the animated series Adventure Time and consists of 5 main areas: the Candy Kingdom, the Fire Kingdom, the Ice Kingdom, and the City of Thieves, and the Grasslands. Both the Fire and Ice Kingdoms look the best at night, as well as when riding the dark rides. Everything in the park is made by me. This is my first park creation in Planet Coaster, so thanks for checking it out. Hope you enjoy. Also linked is a custom audio track for the ride I Remember You, which we cannot download because it's likely copywritten, unfortunately. Alright, Adventure Time. I have no freaking idea what Adventure Time is. Going into this one blind today, guys. I didn't even know Adventure Time was a thing until reading that right then and there. So a quick Google search shows 12-year-old Finn battles evil in the land of Ooh. Finn the human. I wonder if that has any correlation. One of our Discord members is named Finn the human. Assisted by his magical dog, Jake, Finn roams around the land of Ooh, righting wrongs and battling evil. Usually that evil comes in the form of the Ice King, who is in search of his wife. He's dedicated. He should wed Princess Bubblegum, though she doesn't want to marry him. Still, he persists to try to steal her away anyways, and Finn and Jake, along with the lady Raincorn, a cross between a unicorn and a rainbow, do their best to keep her from harm. Okay, so we have Finn, a dog, and a rainbow unicorn, and that is Adventure Time. Very awesome. Let's jump into this and take a closer look at this park, everybody. All right, here we are at Adventure Time. This looks like fun. It's colorful. It's vibrant. Has all these different kingdoms. This is what I love to see from a Planet Coaster creation. Love this sign coming into the park. That sword is awesome. The custom font is awesome. I mean, incredible work. Runs beautifully too because the scope is not insane end to end. The park is about a quarter the size of the map, so we have all the different areas here. So this looks like a bit of a Candyland. What did she say here? Candy Kingdom. Well, we have a Candy Kingdom in Candyland. Maybe we should borrow this creator to help out. I would actually love Candy Kingdom to look something like this. It is very bubblegummy and vibrant. Feels cool. Look at these weird looking characters. Their little faces are hilarious. Blurb, blurb. We got a bubblegum train over there. This is fantastic. Oh, look at this character. That must be Bubblegum Princess that they talked about on the wiki thing. Look at these characters. Freaking hilarious. I gotta pause it. It's a little bit loud for me right now. Wanted to say, one thing we forgot in Candyland is like a bubblegum thing. We could have like a bubblegum island. A little bit too late for that. Didn't even cross my mind, or any of our minds that we're working on. I mean, anyone in the community. Nobody's ever mentioned, what about bubblegum? Bubblegum forest, bubblegum raindrops, bubblegum. So we got a big plaza area in here. I don't know what they're doing. Oh, it's for the train? Okay. The bubblegum train. Very cool. Love all these little bubbly bubbles. And there's a coaster going over it. So, how do we even get to this coaster? This is absurd. There it is. Right in front of me. I already looked at it, of course. Okay. Wow. That's so loud, and that is freaking the fastest looking Wendigo I've seen. Let's look at this a little closer. Max speed 43 miles an hour. It felt like it was just hauling through there. Well, that must be the top speed of 43 right there. It's going fast. There's a look at the stats, everybody. Let's give this Bubblegum Fantasy Castle a ride. I'll cut to it when one pulls up here. Holy freaking bubble balls. Oh my god. That has to be faster than 43 miles an hour. That would have killed you and broke your neck 1,000 times over. That was so freaking fast and ridiculous. And it short. I would have liked to see it wrap. It's dropping way too far down and not coming back up, and just it. It needs smoothing. It needs banking. It needs more upward motion. It needs more of everything. You could bank it a little bit going down. You have to bring it back up. It goes too high to begin with. I would have loved to see it pace itself around some of this kingdom. It's somewhere and come back around. It's just. It feels like because it's so high up because you just didn't have room for it, so you just supported it above everything else. And it feels like kind of tacked on as an afterthought rather than embedded and integrated into the scenery. I feel like it's a big missed opportunity, that one, for me, unfortunately. And that's way faster than 43 miles an hour. That's literally like 10 million miles an hour. Let's look at this again. Y'all ready for this? Here we go. Watch this thing. Ready to die, people? Okay, maybe it felt faster from the rider perspective. It definitely looked faster from the rider perspective. Okay, let's move on. We're going to the Fire Kingdom, which they requested us. Looking at it at nighttime, I cannot seem to figure out the difference between PM and AM here. Here's the Bubblegum. That is an adorable character. I love that. That knight is really cool, too. The Fire Knight. Wow, this looks stunning at nighttime. Okay. Fire Kingdom. Right to another coaster. Alright, we have the Fire King's Revenge. Here's a look at all the stats, everyone. And what are we dealing with here? A looping corkscrew coaster. So, I'll cut to it when one is ready. All right, let's talk about it. Okay, so you are an advanced builder. I could tell your artistry and all that is good, but your coasters need some work. Now, what my biggest pointer here for your coasters is going to be, you got to watch your pacing. I feel like, again, another missed opportunity. You have this beautiful terrain, lots of fun areas, and it's over before you know it. And when you make us go up this lift that's this big, and you bring us up to a max speed of 82 miles an hour, and the duration is that short, it's just kind of it's a little underwhelming. So what I would do is stretch that coaster out so that when it's coming back to the station, it's lost most of its momentum. We came back into that station at least 20 miles an hour. It says the average speed is 20, but we were coming in pretty hot and just slamming the brakes on as we get in there. There's no consideration of block sections or, getting more trains on there because the coasters are so short. Another thing is the smoothing. Like this big drop here, I would have smoothed that whole thing out, brought you back up, give you some air time, and then come back down around and start doing your inversions. It definitely needs more airtime hills. I guess there's a block section here. No, could have fit one there. But yeah, you need more airtime, more ups and downs, more inversions. Just play around, have fun with that coaster. You built it up, you come around here, you got this whole area dedicated to this coaster, and then you just kind of do an inversion and end it. One little helix there and you're done. More banking, more smoothing, and dry out that momentum. Like I said, that's my biggest tip for you here. We go all the way up that mountain. I want to go up and around and bank around this thing and come spiral around this lava bend and come back up and around here, go through the cave. I just really feel like you could have stretched that out a lot further. I see that coaster being fun. I love that first drop into the lava, and you did some really cool stuff. You have all the theming there. Why not push that coaster further? That's my thoughts there. Because you're kind of, shooting yourself in the foot by doing all that work and then selling it short, when all you need to do is play around with that track a little bit more. Smooth that track, bend that track, have fun with it, So that's my feedback. Hopefully it's not too harsh, but it's coming from a good place because I see the potential here, and it seems like it could be a lot more fun. And I love this area. It looks so cool, and I have to comment on this at daytime here, because look at this. the blend between the red underneath with the water on top gives you this really cool effect. I love it. I think you put a lot of effort into these areas, the lighting. So I'd like to see an equal amount done with the coaster. All right, let's head over to Ice Kingdom here. That's hilarious. So this area looks really magical as well. The mountain trail. Let's go up here. Look at these adorable little penguins. This is fantastic. Again, love your lighting. I think your path choice was really great. It picks up the blue lighting very well. It looks frosty and icy and slippery the whole way through. It's wonderful. Again, I do feel like you could have more exterior decorations coming through here. It does feel just a little bit barren. I would go with some of those pink bushes, because at nighttime with the blue lighting, they'll actually kind of hit as white and snowy. It's just some more bushes, benches, bins, some more just path work overall. You could have icicles, snow, just pack it in a little bit more. You could use some of those blue lanterns and stuff like that. Yeah. All right, the Ice King. What are we dealing with here? A single rail basilisk. So these ones are really tricky. I'm gonna have a feeling one of the hardest coasters to get smooth. Based off your last two, we'll have to see. It's gonna be tricky. Those are definitely challenging for newer coaster builders. So there's a look at the stats. I'll cut to it when one is ready. right, let's talk about it. I feel like we're coming in a lot hot and heavier on this one than the last one. My feedback for this would be the exact same as what I said over there, times 10. This coaster especially needs to be more methodically played with in terms of the coaster track. You want it to do lots of banking and smoothing. You gotta smooth it more and really spend at least an hour just getting the banking and the smoothing transitioning and feeling just butter smooth on a single rail like this. Like I said, it's one of the more tricky coasters. I wouldn't tackle this if you're newer to building coasters. The brake section there is just coming straight down, kinking into it. It just felt so off to me, but you did that because you're just gaining more speed here. I love this little mouth thingy, this face. It looked hilarious with the little teeth. I thought it was very clever. And then we just come flying out into the station, and it just slams on the brakes again. You got to run that coaster dry, push it around. I feel like there's a lot of terrain here that we could have explored further. You're really good at the terrain, and I love exploration coasters. So for me, this is actually kind of like a little bit disappointing, but I love this. I love the terrain. I really do. And that's why I'm a little disappointed, because I feel like this coaster could have really wrapped and hugged the terrain, gone in and out of more caverns, up and around. And you could have done some really good stuff with this and just, you know, played with your coaster more. I would have loved it if you gave me this terrain and said, Johnny, make a coaster around this. You know, that's the funnest part. And I could sit there for like 3-4 hours just getting that coaster smooth and playing with the terrain, figuring where I'm going to enter caves and exit, where I'm going to wrap around, and you know, where my airtime hills are going to be, and how I'm going to transition that coaster from dip to valley. There's just so many fun things to play with here, and I kind of feel like the coaster was an afterthought, where the terrain just is calling for an amazing coaster to be built here. So a little bit of an oversight there, I think. But again, gotta commend you on your artistry. This is phenomenal. Love the pathing. Again, would have done a little bit more work. Like, you got some snow and stuff going on here. I would like to see some more of that, bushes and clutter, more snowy rocks and ice boulders, all that stuff. But man, I love the art. I do. It's coming together really nice. This little tree is freaking amazing. Chant would be proud. That's some pretty nice terraforming. Love it. It's so quirky. And here's our Finn and the dog. All right. So we have another area over here. What is this? City of Thieves, I'm going to assume? City of Thieves. Does it say? There we go. Beware. It does... Let's see it at night. It does give me this Thief feel. If you ever guys played Thief 1, the lighting is a little too orange, a little too bright. Medieval times, you're not going to have these big spotlights and stuff. I would go for more lanterns and subtle lighting, torches, things like that. I just feel like you bombarded it a little bit with too much orange lighting. I let the light from the moon give you those blue tones with very soft orange. It's going to look really good because you got those complementary colors just complementing each other. And yeah, I would just tone it down. But the thief style of buildings looks really cool. I do think you could work on your trim work, more wood around the edges. This part's just floating there. Yeah, just work on your wood trim a little bit more. I think the shapes of these buildings are really interesting. Just needs a little bit more wood. You have a bit here. It's like you started and then you gave up. So just keep pushing that further. But I like the composition, the layout. It's like really has a lot of elements. It's up and down, undulation. It's a good composition as a whole. It just lacks detail. Coming through here, you got the coaster in the back, you got a high riding building here. It all rolls into each other. So I love the way you've done your compositions from your mountains to your firelands, your little Bubblegum Kingdom. Everything's coming together nicely. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. The last 10% is 90% of the work, and I'm feeling like you're missing that last 10% of effort there. Which would have really brought this to a killer park. And then I also feel like the coasters have been a bit of an afterthought. But you take that artistry up to the last 10%, polish it, give those coasters a redo, and you're looking at a phenomenally fun park. It's really cool. I love the uniqueness of this park so far. I think it has a lot going for it. I love the playfulness of it. I really do. So next up we have Stop the Thief. It's a wooden coaster. There's a look at all the stats there. I think we're seeing a pattern here. Exact same feedback as all the other coasters. And you know what? The one thing, if you're not willing to stretch that coaster out, like if you want your coaster to be this short, your biggest fault here is your lift hills. You're bringing your lift hills way too high. You're preparing, like bringing your lift up this high, you're preparing yourself for a very big and long coaster track. But then you're just slamming the brakes on at the end. You bring your coaster up to about here, and your problem is solved. You're going to be coming back into the station at a reasonable speed. This thing is picking up 60 miles an hour. It seems like it's going a lot faster. I've noticed that with all these coasters so far, but the first-person perspective is definitely jarring, how we're continuing down, but we're not coming back up to an equivalent height. You could definitely bring this coaster up to back about here and slow it down and then come back around. It's just flying around those turns. So my feedback is persistent amongst these coasters so far, and I think that would be all the coasters. Oh, we got one more, and this last area is going to be, I'm honestly not sure what this area is. They didn't list it. I think this is just part of the Green Valley or the grasslands maybe. Okay, so we have the dungeon crawl with Finn and Jake. We're going to go to nighttime for this guy, I would imagine. It's somewhat of a dark ride. Now, this is a dark ride coaster, so I'm hoping you got your pacing on this one down a little bit so we can take our time. The stats are all green. Speed is about the same as the wooden coaster, so we'll see. And we're dealing with a hyper coaster here. Interesting choice for a dark ride coaster. Let's give it a go. All right, there it is. Same feedback again. I would say when you go into building your coasters, just play around with like that speed of the coaster. Is it slowing down when it gets to the top? Do you want airtime when it gets to the top? And are you dropping it back down? Is it turning too quickly? I think you could bring this up and bank it in. Just get really methodical with it. That's like the best wording I can get. Slowing it down, speeding it up, making sure you're always at a good average speed. Not going into your turns with too much speed. And if you are, you're banking it, and there are bigger, longer turns. You know, short turn like this, you're going to want it to be at least slowed down to a bit of a crawl. But if you have big, sweeping turns, having that high speed is exhilarating. So you just got to play around with your pacing. Try to get that. It's a song and dance, really. But I love your creativity. So really what you need to do is bring your coaster designs up to the level and quality. Look at that, the lighting hitting that coaster there. Whoa, that's cool. Bring your coaster designs up to the lighting and quality of your art, and I think you're dealing with a really good build here. So be sure to keep it up. I want to see more from you in the future, and I love the artwork going into this. I mean, when I looked at the screenshots for this park, I didn't know Adventure Time was even a cartoon series. I just saw this and I saw creativity, and I saw a great park entrance. I saw lots of terrain work. This is what I love to see from a creative park, just visual design. And you have that part down. Let's just get you improving your coasters. So if you need help with your coasters in the future, there's plenty of people that can help you in the Discord community. So be sure to ask around, get people to test your coasters, give you feedback, and that sort of thing. I tried my best today to give you my advice, and hopefully it goes a long way for you in your next build. But definitely keep it up. Love to see more from this creator in the future. Alpacya, absolutely love what you're doing here. Very fun creation today. So everybody, let Alpacya know your comments down below. What did you like about this park? What would you change? What would you improve? Let this person know your thoughts down in the comments below. And that's going to do it for this episode of Park Spotlight. If you guys enjoyed, please be sure to smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe for more daily Planet Coaster videos. And if you would like to support the show and enjoy what I do with the channel, please do consider becoming a patron, as your support allows me to continue making Planet Coaster Spotlights. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye now.